Most people, when they think of health, they think of the physical body only, but I'm in the business, I'd say, of taking care of the body that's outside of the body. We're talking about the electromagnetic field that you have, and that's what I'm addressing. I'm addressing the energy body, how you are. I evaluate that, and I'm treating it sort of in a way that's unconventional to most, but using Eastern medicine ideas of what's going on the different levels, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and how that affects the physical. And I can do energy evaluations that let me know where there's weak areas of the body. I might use something like this, which brings in the electromagnetic field. It has crystals in it, and a lot of people are aware of crystals for healing. This is a different form. And I might use tuning forks. But I'm also interested in, any herbs that might be helping you, any nutritional tips that I could give you as well. And I'm very versatile at what I can do with people. So there is no one, time with anyone as a client that I'm going to do exactly the same thing unless we agree upon, that's what they want anyway. Great. So biosyntony is this. And biofield tuning is using tuning forks. I'm working through your electromagnetic field from when your life began all the way through, and clearing out areas of low energy, I would say. So you're optimally working well and healthy when your energy is higher than when it's lower. Think of someone depressed. They would be kind of a low energy. That's easy to understand. So if we're getting through your memories and clearing out your field as much as we can by raising the energy, you should feel better. You should feel lighter. You should feel healthier in the long run. So another facet of my business is mediumship. A lot of people are familiar with that. There's a lot of well-known mediums out there working large crowds, and also at every spiritualist church that there are mediums. So I did train with well-known mediums, even went to Arthur Findlay College in England, which is well known to train people in that way of connecting with those that are beyond the veil, as they say, those that have moved on from the physical. I like to do that as part of the healing, because there can be real healing when your mind is put at ease that the person that you've known and loved is okay, and you have definite you get evidence from what I can find that they give me. So it really is them, so that the message is very meaningful, because it wouldn't be otherwise. It wouldn't put your mind at ease. So evidential mediumship is what I practice. It can also be a session that they can have a forgiveness thing going on, you to them or them to you, and also put a lot of weight off your mind that way. And sometimes they just want to share their love. So they can have wonderful messages and share memories with you. It can be a wonderful experience. So that's another thing I can do. One of the things I can do that's unique about my business is I can help people at a distance. I can help them as a medium, connecting with people that are beyond the physical. Beyond the veil is the phrase. But they're always around us anyway. They would like to communicate, and they're using me as the telephone. So I can get messages of love coming through. You can get your mind at rest that they're okay where they are. You can get assured that they know what's going on in your life and still care about you and the family. You can get forgiveness possibly happening, you to them or them to you, which again puts your mind at rest. So these reassurances that life goes on and it doesn't end with the physical is a big help to people. In fact, that was one of the biggest compliments I got, as someone said they were no longer afraid of dying because they know what's next. And isn't that one of the biggest fears people have, is what's next? I studied to do past life regressions after having the experience of myself of being in another body in another time period with all this stuff going on that I was very clearly seeing and experiencing. It was like a movie featuring me somewhere else in time. And it was so very real to me and helped me get explanations to certain relationships that I had and how we can come back again and again with the same people, but playing different roles and learning from each other. It was very, very telling as to this is a valuable thing to do. So I took hypnosis training in advanced level for the purpose of doing the past life regressions. And it's been very healing for people. They're getting answers that they needed. They're not going to get any other way. So helps, again, I mentioned relationships. It helps with just curiosity. I always felt I was drawn to Egypt, so probably that's where we're going to go. Getting closure on different relationships, why it didn't work out, because maybe it didn't again and again and again. So finally, you have to break the pattern. To know the pattern that needs to break is really good. So that's also part of what I call healing. I have to do that in person, however. But when someone is going off to a certain time period and I get things very visually, I'm seeing where they are and what's going on in case they don't. So I have more information to give them. But I prefer that they get the information themselves, even though if I never had a session with them being regressed, I could tell them what the past lives were. But I prefer that they have that wonderful experience themselves. So with my trainings, I happen to be nationally certified as a nutrition coach. I've studied biofeedback. I've studied kinesiology. Studied a lot of different things as far as energy working on people to help them heal. People have heard of Reiki, and there's so many other things. I just love to learn, so I got them all. But what I can do, also scan the body, looking for weak areas that need attention to discuss with the person as to why that would be weak. So in a session, someone can say, I want an hour session, but I want a half hour I want to spend on trying to talk to my dad, and then maybe you could scan my body. This was typically going on with some of my sessions. So when I would scan the body, I'd say, okay, it seems to be there's a low energy in the liver area, and then they say, well, nurse just told me I'm having issues with my second stage digestion, and that's what I actually got. But it was confirmed that's what the nurse actually, medically, that's true. So I'm really not concerned with trying to diagnose her for the physical. That was nice. What I want to know is is that part of the body weak? And if you study Oriental medicine, anger would be there. Where is this anger coming from? Have you had this anger a long time? And who are you angry about? And the person in front of me that one time said, actually, she was mad at herself for being sick so long, and that's why she was in front of me to get some answers. So telling you how your emotions affect your physical health is something that really is an eye-opener for people. A young man came in and he couldn't figure out what's going wrong. He'd been to many, many doctors. They did all kinds of tests. They said, there's just nothing wrong with you. Yet he was having all kinds of symptoms. So I did an evaluation and found that it's because he was breaking up with his girlfriend. And that was the answer. And it made perfect sense to him. His dad was there. They all understood. They said, it's not going to be a physical thing here. You have to understand how to break off from the girlfriend and just accept that you will, disturb her, make her upset. But if that's truly your choice, just move ahead with your life. So when I'm done working with people, I kind of give them homework. I want them to go home empowered with the knowledge of how they can help themselves feel better. Are they stressing themselves out with their thoughts? Then get control of those thoughts, because your body is going to react, and it's cumulative and negative over a long period of time. So to make your life more peaceful, choose what your thoughts are. Your body will just automatically obey. So if you want more peace in your life, get your brain waves down to an alpha, more meditative state, and meditate, pray, or go for a walk, and don't think of anything that's upsetting you. Think only of what's in your environment, the sounds and the sights around you. There's a lot going on. We're all trying to deal with it. And I'm helping people, again, with empowerment, what they can do to not continue cycles, what they can do to change their diet, maybe a few supplements or herbs. Again, just as a coach, not as a licensed nutritionist, but sharing the knowledge I know and giving them something they can work with. The body is analyzed according to color, which is correlating with heat. And there are areas, of course, where it should be warm, where you have artery activity, but there's areas that are cool that are showing you perhaps that there isn't sufficient circulation, or maybe the thyroid isn't working up to par because that looks too cool. So the doctors, the medical doctors that we're connected with, do the actual report. I take the history, the problems people are concerned about, and send that in with the images that I take. The evaluation comes back from medical doctors, and anyone can have it for themselves, so we can send it to doctors. It's a wonderful tool. I like to use it in addition to getting the tests that you get by the labs. Put that together with what can be found in the body, and you have a very good yearly physical. I have a book, and it's been out for a few years. You can get it at Barnes & Noble as an ebook. If you want to have the book with paperback and to have and read, I still like those kinds of books, you can let me know and I can send you a copy. The title of the book is Healing a Desperate Heart. It's about my journey toward healing to particular relationships I wanted to have understanding and closure with. And I went through past lives with some of them. I, traveled. I just got to face or over the internet, just lots of questions back and forth. But it was a process that I would recommend people try to do themselves in their own way to get closure and not have relationships always cropping up in your mind and interfering with your life at the present. Leave them in the past, take the lessons, and move on. And to get us, way to find me, you would go susanbischak.com, SUSAN, and BISCHAK.com, and susanbischak11@gmail, or just call me 973-838-7211.